Powell fans, it's the Rodney Ellison Show.
Thank you for watching this session of the Rodney Ellison Coaches Show, brought to you by U.S. Cellular. I've been a U.S. Cellular customer for over 20 years. I've owned 5 businesses. All of my phones, my employees' phones, my hotspots, they've all come from U.S. Cellular. I want you to visit Cellular Express, an authorized agent of U.S. Cellular in East Town Mall. They will take care of you.
More from Coach Ellison.
All right, how about wide receiver? Lost a couple guys, but you got some people coming back. Tell us about the wide receivers this year.
Yeah, our leading receiver last year was Hunain Rashid. He had over 500 yards on 34 catches or 30 catches, something like that. But he's back this year, and he's 6'3", 185, so looks like a college wide receiver out there. He working on him being able to run consistent routes right now is the biggest thing, but he's fast. He can catch. Even if he doesn't run the best route, he still might make the catch and gain 30 or 40 yards because he's just a phenomenal athlete that can really do some big things for us. I really think him and Carson are going to connect a lot this year. Our second leading receiver last year was Brandon Smith, and he's also back. I think he had 250 yards or something last year. He's a very smart receiver, very fast. He'll play both sides of the ball, so he'll probably get plenty of breaks on offense, but when he's in on offense, he's going to make plays for us.
And then the depth at wide receiver?
Well, we go 4 wide, so we've got sometimes we'll be in 2 backs, but this year it looks like we're going to be in a lot of 4 wide. So we also have on the other side, we have Kamari Smith starting at a wide receiver. He was injured most of last season. We came on the last 3 or 4 games and had 1 or 2 touchdowns for us. But he's going to make some big plays for us. And then we also have Riley Bryant. The 3 I just mentioned are going to be seniors, but Riley Bryant's only going to be a sophomore. So. And he is a dynamic player, had some huge games in junior varsity action last year as a freshman, and had a few catches for us in varsity as well. But I would say this year you're going to see multiple catches from him. I think he might have 3 or 4 receptions last year. He's probably going to have at least that every game and probably more because he's been in 7-on-7. He's been phenomenal.
Tight ends, how often are you playing tight ends, and what have you got there?
Right now, we've really only have 1 true tight end. I don't like having a tight end just to have one, but if I've got a kid that I think can do it, then we'll bring him in. And Bryson Reed, who will rotate in some for us at wide receiver, he is our tight end guy, and he's a 6'4", big blocker, good hands, and I think he's a guy that we can put in there to take advantage of a few things that the defense is giving us. And we might look a little run heavy with him, but, like I said, he has good hands. He's 6'4", so we'll be able to put the ball in his hands sometimes as well, and he could be a big player for us there.
Safeties.
Okay, and then what about at the safety positions? How are we handling that?
At the free safety, Riley Hamilton, who's starting on offense for us at the H. He talked about how dynamic he is and how great of a year he had in the JV football games last year. He'll be starting at free safety, and, it's nice at 7-on-7s. He's got some good speed. He's able to get up and knock a few balls down or pick off a few passes just, because he's smart. He does what he's supposed to do, and he's only a sophomore. But he's got great speed, too, where he can, even if he might be a little bit out of position, he's going to make up for it. Alex Hart is his backup, and Alex is a junior. Alex is also, I forgot to mention him with wide receivers earlier, but he'll be playing a lot of wide receiver. Possibly, he could work in some of those receiver spots. We almost have co-starters because we've got really good depth. I consider the receiving core part of our strength, but this defensive backfield is very athletic too, and Alex will get his time in at safety because Riley's starting on both sides, so Alex will definitely be needed on the defensive side of the ball.
Offensive line.
All right, Coach, tell us about that offensive line this year.
The offensive line, we have 3 returning starters. The 2 we lost were great, and one was a center who played in the Tennessee-Kentucky All-Star game, Cade Trustley. Center's kind of a wide-open battle right now. We have a kid, Brandon England, who started 1 game at center last year when Cade was injured, and he's doing a good job, but we've got some people that we're looking at experimenting with different rotations in the line, and Will Hoyle, who's our starting left tackle, and may be the best lineman on the team. He's definitely one of the best, but he does a great job protecting Carson's blind side. But he's also battling at center a little bit because he has such a fast snap. We kind of want to look at him there because timing's everything. So if we have him at center and he gets great fast snaps, we can get the ball out faster. But that's a good battle with him and Brandon. Like I said, Hoyle, as of right now, is starting left tackle, and then our left guard is Caleb White. He's going to be a senior. Hoyle will be a senior. Brandon England will be a junior. Caleb White will be a senior. And Caleb's one of these kids. He's worked extremely hard. He didn't start for us last year, but he got in. He provided depth on the offensive and defensive lines for us, and he's just really he's grown up a lot during our time here, and he's worked hard in the weight room, as hard or maybe harder than anybody on the team. He's doing a great job. He'll be our left guard. Right guard, we have an incoming freshman, Michael Treadwell, who is going to start at that position. And that that's asking a lot sometimes, but I'm the type of guy, I think you play the 11 that give you the best chance to win. When it comes to starting, I don't care what grade you're in. I mean, I showed that with Carson at quarterback last year. If you're a freshman and you're the best one, you're going to get the position. Treadwell's the best one right now. He played in the Tennessee-Kentucky Middle School All-Star game last year. And I think he's a guy you might see, playing on Saturdays one day. But he's doing a great job at picking up everything we do for his age. At right tackle, we have Tanner Kesterson, who was also starting at right tackle last year. And, he was a kid, we came in, he played fullback. Well, we don't use a fullback a whole lot. I mean, we can, but we don't do it much. So I asked him to move to line because he had a big body, and he said yes, and he started every game, did a great job, and I think he's going to do even better this year as a senior. We have Chris Nelson, who's a senior that's providing depth, and he's battling for a tackle position as well. That's a possibility if Hoyle ends up becoming our center, he could be the starting left tackle. Chase Morgan's a sophomore lineman who has, been working hard trying to get into the rotation. We've practiced him at guard and center. And there's several other linemen that are competing for spots right now, but, those guys that I mentioned are all doing phenomenal jobs for us.